and honored. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for being here, members and honored guests. We are going to have another fantastic, fantabulous meeting of RSS. I am excited and honored to introduce to you our Toastmaster of the day. This will be her first time being our Toastmaster. She is an educator, and as we found out very recently in her icebreaker, she is passionate about teaching English to her fellow Cambodians. Please unmute yourself and give a warm RSS welcome to our Toastmaster of the day, Kanang.
Hey.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President Tiger. This is my first day to become a Toastmaster of the day at Roseburg speaker. Our theme of the day is self-improvement. Why do we need self-improvement? Self-improvement is important. It's the squad to make ourselves better in any and every facet of life. Our grammarian today is Vicky. So let's welcome our grammarian Vicky.
Thank you, Ms. Toastmaster. I am happy to be the grammarian. My role as a grammarian is to pay attention to the good use of English and provide constructive feedback for improvement. At the end of the meeting, I will present my report. The word of the day is to help fellow Toastmasters to enrich their vocabulary in preparing their speech. For this meeting, the word of the day is empowerment. Now let's see if I can share the screen. Can everybody see the screen? Yes. All right. Empowerment is a noun meaning A, authority or power given to someone to do something, and B, the process of becoming stronger and more confident, especially in controlling one's life and claiming one's rights. So the examples in sentences, we believe strongly in the empowerment of women. In the spirit of empowerment, the company has implemented a new system that asks employees to nominate one another for bonuses. Finally, individuals are given empowerment to create their own dealings. Therefore, I urge all of you to use the word of the day as frequently as possible, and I'd like you all to unmute yourselves and say empowerment with the fist. Let's all unmute ourselves and everyone shout. One, two, three,
Empowerment.
Empowerment.
to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Vicky, for the word of the day is empowerment. I really enjoy this word because this word is also come along my way. Yes. So now let's move to our ask counter, Michelle. So let's welcome Michelle.
Yes, thank you very much for empowering me to be your accounter. As an accounter, I will watch out for repetitive words such as you, help, come, and, or the use of the actual filler words. This helps us to communicate more fluently, and we can just substitute a pause instead of adding an so, and so on. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Michelle. Yes, for introducing us about the accounter. Now let's move to our timer. Our timer of today is Melva. Welcome, Melva.
Thank you, Kanang. As a timer, I record time of your speech. For table topic speaker, you have 1 to 2 minutes. For prepared speech, you have 5 to 7 minutes. For the evaluations, you have 2 to 3 minutes. And if I show you, if I show you the red background, see, it means you have to finish your speech, and I'll give you 30 seconds to wrap it. And if you have not, I clap. Thanks. Back to you, Kunang.
Thank you, Melva. Yes, our timer is good. So now let's move to our general evaluator today. Is Amanda. Amanda, now the stage is yours.
Hello, and thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Kunang. Feedback is very important, and the general evaluator's role is to introduce the evaluators and the other people who are contributing to the meeting, and then I will wrap up with a short impression of the meeting. And back to you, Kunang.
Yes, thank you, Amanda, for introducing your role. And now we are moving to our meeting agenda. As normal, we have 3 sessions. First, prepare speech. Second, table topics. And third is evaluation. Now we move to the first session. Session is prepare speech. Our first speaker is Yasmin. Yes. Her pathway is dynamic leadership. Her project is level 3. Connect with storytelling, 5 to 7 minutes. Her evaluator is Lisa. Her speech title is Happiness is dedicated by your mind. Happiness is dedicated by your mind. Thank you. So welcome our first speaker, Yasmin.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Toastmaster today. Dear Toastmasters, dear guests, let me take you to 2016, a new year of 2016. Indeed, it wasn't like 2020. Imagine you have like 20 days holidays at work. If I would have asked you, what would you have said? Just go home. This is exactly what I did. I just booked my ticket to go home, and I was all set to go home, to come to India to celebrate my new year. Let me take you to the day when I was traveling, the day I have to catch the flight in the evening. My morning started like this. Woke up very early, arranged all the bags, like rushed to the office, sat in front of the computer, doing nothing, rushed back very quickly, went back home, picked up all the luggage, went to the train station, busy train station, who cares, just jumped into the train, took the train to the airport, dropped off at the airport, went in front of the security clearance, everything done, immigration office, and did my passport and immigration. Everything set. Still I was settling down, and there it was. Tring, 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 tring. Hey, what's happening? Okay, let me find out. Hello? Signora Yasmin? Sì? Signora, questa è polizia italiano. Sorry? Questa è polizia italiano. Is it Italian police? Sì, police. Oh my God, what did I do? Why is the police calling me? No parlo italiano. Can you please speak in English? Sì, signora. Your purse has been stolen. My purse has been stolen? Yes, your purse has been stolen in Trastevere Station. Oh, But I just did my passport and clearance. I have my purse. It's a black purse. It has Indian documents. Oh, that's right. I have a black purse with Indian documents. Oh, let me find it in my bag. That's right. My black purse was missing. Yeah, looks like it's my purse. It has money. Oh yeah, that's true. It has a lot of Indian money. The secret, I was carrying a lot of Indian money back to India. Why? Because Indian government has demonetized. So if I will not carry this money back to India, I can never get it credited in the real currency. And I could actually end up losing the money. And hello, that was the case because my purse has been stolen. So I might end up losing my money because I have to go to India. Do you want to know how much money was that? 1,000 euros. I mean, I could have bought 2 times Indian ticket back and forth. Completely disastrous. Sitting there thinking, what should I do? Shall I just take this flight and go? Or shall I just go to the police and get my Indian currency back and just book another flight? I just have 5 minutes to decide. I was like, okay, take a breath. I just go home. I deal with this once I'm back. So can you just please keep my money until I come back? Oh, senora, but you have to do an FIR. Find a police station in the airport and do an FIR. Okay, that I will do. So just did my FIR, took the flight, came back to India. Landed India. Wow, New Year. Fun with family, just enjoyed it. Now is the time to come back home. So what do? Let me take you now to the day when I have to travel back to Rome. Early morning, 7 a.m. flight. How would the day be like? 4 a.m., 3 a.m. waking up, 4 a.m. just leaving, taking a taxi, coming back to the airport, just 4 a.m. landed at the airport, just going to the toilet. You go to the toilet very first because you have to go to the toilet and then you find just the lady at the ticket counter and like, ma'am, I have a flight to Rome. Let me show you my ticket. Oh, where is the ticket? Oh, the ticket is in the mobile. But where is the mobile? Oh my God, what did I do with the mobile? It's a new iPhone I have gifted myself on the new year. What did I do with the iPhone, man? Okay, recall. I just went to the washroom. Let me just go there. And I just went there. And you know, the iPhone was on the back pocket of my jeans. And once I went there, I saw the iPhone happily drinking water in the commode. And I was like, oh my God, the disaster. What to do? I just went to the lady to the counter and said, ma'am, what do I need to go to Rome? I have lost my electronic ticket. She said, do you have your passport, madam? I just need your passport. I said, yeah, that's there. You just take my passport. She said, okay, go home, go to Rome. And then I just went to the airport and there was a mobile phone in front of me and I said like, come on, I just need to get rid out of this. I just cannot suffer anymore. I just went there, bought a new phone and went back to Rome. Now, when I narrate this all to you, what do you think? Perhaps this was the most disastrous trip I have had taken. Perhaps I should never go to India on holidays, on weekends. Or perhaps you are thinking that Italian police are very good. Yes, that's partially true. Or you're thinking that maybe I should not put iPhone in the back pocket. Well, that's also true. But you know what's the real lesson there? I learned that outer circumstances are not going to decide my mindset. It did shook me for a few minutes. I was shaken completely. It could have really been disastrous. But then I asked myself, money? It's okay. I'm going to get back. I should go home. iPhone lost? That's fine. It's not the last iPhone. I'll buy more iPhone. But this should not make me suffer for long. And that's the day when I realized that happiness is actually dictated by our own mindset. We should not let the outer circumstances define our happiness. With this, I give you back Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Yasmin. This is fabulous. Yes, I'm enjoying your speech. So now, let's turn to our second speaker. Our second speaker today is Sarah. Sarah, the stage is yours. So welcome our second speaker, Sarah.
Thank you, Madam of the Day, Kunan. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. The best packages of our favorite products always come in duos. Do you agree? Like shampoo and conditioner, or body lotion and perfume? Well, in the same way, I was fortunate to have not only one, but two sport coaches. Their story is about the power of friendship. Their story started many years ago, many years before I was born. I was never an active sport person at all. When I was younger, I was never motivated to participate in sport at school. It was after many years that a colleague and friend of mine told me that she was decided to become a triathlete. And my first reaction was, what? Are you crazy? You cannot run more than 100 meters. You have never tried long distances cycling and you cannot swim. How are you going to start with all of this from one day to another? And how do you expect to learn all new things when you are 30? But she was totally motivated. And once she invited me to a new runner group recently created in our company. It was called Blue Runners. I didn't want to go, but she asked me, please, Sarah, come with me, only this time. If you don't like it, you don't have to come again. So at the end, I was with her, and I have to say, the group was very nice. The coach was very welcoming, the atmosphere very positive, the group. I was there for other 2 or 3 times. But at the end, she found another group more aligned to her sport necessities, and she stopped going. So did I. The time passed by and brought some difficult situations along. I had to handle with many changes and important decisions after a relationship breakup. I didn't want to go out, I just wanted to stay home and think, but I knew that by doing this, the sadness didn't go away. It was during this time that I decided that I wanted to do anything just to get distracted. And I remembered that group, that Blue Runners group. So I decided to go again, even not knowing if it would be okay just to show up after 6 months. But I was there and I was really surprised when the coach approached me by my name and was happy to have me there. He welcomed and embraced me as part of his team. From this moment on, running became part of my survival kit. I was motivated to start with something new again. I was, for the first time in a long time, part of a group, and I wanted to challenge myself with more distance running every day. I also discovered that I can excel at whatever I want as long as I'm prepared to work on it. And what I realized is that running is not the individual sport it seems to be. You need to train every day. And in order to do that, you need the encouragement of your coach and of your peers that eventually become your friends. They provide you with empowerment, with support, and with direction. They celebrate with you every little improvement. My coach, in fact, was such a believer of teamwork that he ended up not training his group alone. He did it with his friend, Augusto. They both They share a long story of love for sports, anecdotes in competitions, but the most important, life experiences. They were much more than just coaches. They, they founded a strong group of friends. They inspire us with their human warmth to be the best, to work on our projects in their own track, but outside it too. Finally, after 9 months of very hard training and motivation, encouragement of my sport group, I was doing the impossible. I was doing what I never thought I would be capable of. I was running half marathons, 21 kilometers in a fabulous time. I couldn't believe it. It was just incredible. And I think that maybe my coaches know that perhaps many people who join sport groups, they do it not because of sport reasons. Maybe they are looking for another answers. Maybe they are looking for a survival kit. But in either case, they open their arms and they offer a strong and invincible team, because teamwork is the secret that makes common people achieve uncommon results. And now I ask you, is there anything you couldn't achieve if you had the motivation, the right mentor, and the right friends? Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Sarah, for that speech. Now I need to fix some introduction for you. But our audience can guess what is your speech title and what is your speech introduction. Yes, let me fix some. Yes, Sarah pathway is team collaboration, and her project is level 2 introduction to Toastmaster mentoring. 5 to 7 minutes. Her evaluator is Asil. Her speech title is The Power of Friendship. Yes, the power of friendship. Her speech introduction, we just saw a little bit time. Teamwork is the secret that makes common people achieve uncommon results. Yes, thank you, Sarah. So now let's turn to our third speaker, is Alice. Alice's pathway is presentation mastery. Her project is level 1, evaluation and feedback, 5 to 7 minutes. Her evaluator is Tiger. Her speech title is Go All the Way. I really like this speech title, Go All the Way. So let's welcome Alice.
Thank you, Kunal. Was there a time in your life that you remember wanting something very much? Wanting it so much that you could do anything for it? And if yes, what happened then? Did you succeed? Did you come close to succeeding, or did you taste the bitter taste of failure? When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it, said Paulo Coelho in his book, The Alchemist. Do you believe in this sentence? How do you feel about it? In 1996, when Paulo Coelho wrote that book, I was in my teens. It's the time of life that you begin to think what you'll become. I knew it. I was lucky to know it. I was in love with music and I wanted to be an opera singer. Although I had a powerful voice, I had some problems. I felt pain in my throat every time I was singing loudly or for a long time. My singing teacher didn't seem to be able to help me. As I was singing, my voice was getting worse. As it was getting worse, I was putting more pressure. My vocal cords were inflamed because I was pushing so hard and there was so much strain on them. Some years later, I reached the point that I couldn't sing. I felt pain even when I was speaking. I'm afraid that we cannot avoid vocal surgery, said the doctor. Vocal surgery? Surgery. My voice was lost. I was scared. I felt desperate, full of doubts about who I was. Why did that happen to me? After the surgery, I couldn't speak for some days. You wouldn't believe my excitement and my surprise when a few days later, I heard the sound of my voice again. It was like coming back in life. You've got to correct the wrong things you did with your voice, said the doctor. If you don't, in some years, you'll be back here. The surgery was successful, but I had to start over from square one. This may take years. I'm almost 30. It isn't possible for me to have a career as an opera singer because there is an age limit. What am I going to do? My mother insisted to quit singing and try to find a job as an engineer. What would you do if you were me? Would you quit or would you start over? I couldn't decide what to do until one night that my life turned around. I discovered a poem from Charles Bukowski. It was like God was whispering the answers I was looking for in my ear. And I quote, "If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start." It could mean losing girlfriends, wives, relatives, and maybe even your mind. It could mean not eating for 3 or 4 days. It could mean freezing. It could mean jail. It could mean derision. And you'll do it despite rejection and the worst thoughts. And it will be better than anything else you can imagine. If you're going to try, go all the way. There's nothing like that. I didn't quit. Still in love with music. I found another teacher and started over again. Got back into practicing. This time I got it right. Hallelujah! I got the answers. Hallelujah! As you can imagine, correcting all mistakes is much more difficult than learning something from the beginning. That's because you have to unlearn and relearn. This life lesson is what paved me the way to become a singing teacher and voice coach. I have faced most technical obstacles. I could help others to find their voice and help them not to ruin it. As a singing teacher, I'm focusing on giving hope to people that want to sing but can't. Today, I wouldn't change that experience with a career as an opera singer. Sometimes the things you want so much aren't the right things for you. Maybe the universe doesn't give you what you want so much because there is a better plan for you. There is another plan for you. What do you really want? What are you willing to trade your life for? If you're going to try, go all the way. There's no other feeling like that. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Liz, for your great speech. I really enjoying your speak title, Go All the Way. If you try to do something, you should go all the way. Yes. I should say some word that I note from your speech. Correct the wrong things you did with your voice. Yes, thank you. So now we finished our session 1 and we turn. It's time we should turn to our session 2. The session 2 is topics master. Our topics master of today is Silva. So let's welcome Silva.
Thank you, Kunal. It's awesome to be in your meeting today. You have chosen a wonderful theme and it's empowering for everyone here. Self-improvement is the way to go ahead. I will ask everyone questions and would look for answers for about 1 to 2 minutes. These would be impromptu speeches and I would encourage you all to participate. I would like to share my screen now. Give me a minute. Oh yes, here we are, the art of self-improvement. My first question would be, I would like to call upon Federico, our member, to answer this question for us. What are some books that you have read to empower yourself, Federico? Can you listen me?
Yes, yes,
hear me?
yes, I can hear you, Chilpa. Well, what I can tell you during the last weeks, I'm reading like 8 or 9 books, but there is one book that for sure have been very significant in these days. And it comes from a YouTuber. You might be thinking, for a YouTuber, what is he gonna teach you? Well, the book is called Your Next 5 Moves. This is a business book that explains you, like, it's not only necessary about business, you can use it for other things in your life. And its main purpose is to help you understand how to go further and to create a plan, how to build a strategy and think as how rich people do. This guy has even a YouTube channel that is called Valuetainment, and the main objective is that one: build a plan, build a strategy. As some of you might know, I'm moving to Spain. For some people will say, hey, well, this is a kind of reset in your life, right? Or other people will say, well, in Spain, people do speak Spanish. From one side, it's true. From other, it's true. But from another one, I'm moving to a completely different position. and I need to train myself. So the book is helping me to build a strategy and a plan of what I want to do there. In a way, the book is empowering myself to prepare for the next change. And as I said, I'm reading around 7 books in order to accomplish what I do. And if you're in a similar situation that you need to empower yourself and start taking actions, I can suggest you read this book. It will give you some guidance and to build a strategy for your next stage. Coming back to you, Chip.
Thank you, Federico. That is inspiring. And we should all read books to empower ourselves. My next question, I would like to invite our guest Alia for the next question. And my next question is, why self-improvement is important? Alia, would you like to take this question?
I can try
Sure.
answer it quickly, maybe. So why self-improvement is important? I think life is a kind of competition, and it is not a competition between or among people, and it's competition inside one person, competition of Aliyah of the past and Aliyah, better Aliyah of the future. And that's why I think self-improvement is like part of the life. So it's a kind of competition for improving our personalities and become better, kinder, smarter, more powerful, maybe, to take our life in our arms and decide what's better for us. Something like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Alia. That was really courageous of you to participate today, and you shared wisdom that it's just improving about yourself, being better than yesterday. That is what self-improvement truly is. I will present my next question now and invite one of our guests to answer this for us. Adam, would you like to take this question? Would you like to please share a quote that empowers you for self-improvement, a quote that you live by?
Okay. Before I start to saying, the first of all, I'm sorry for my English is bad, so I just try to make a good conversation. So a quote that empowers you for self-improvement is maybe the one and only is, if you cannot change, you're gonna die. Just it. We must have to change in everything. And in this area, in this pandemic, if you can change, you're gonna die. It means like if you are a businessman and you cannot improve your business to become online, to become, if your transaction is like in a traditional, your business is gonna down. It's sure. So the one and only my empower to self-improvement is to change, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. That is some piece of advice. Change or perish. Very good quote. We should all follow that. I will pose my next question, and again, I will ask our guest, Habib, would you like to take the question? Which person always motivates you for self-improvement and how? Habib, this question for you.
Thank you so much, Silpa, for letting me to answer this question. So let me read again. Which person always motivates me for self-improvement and how? Well, I think the person that always motivates me is my father, because I really adore him. He's a hard worker person, so he never say that he's tired to do work. So that's why I want to be a successful person like him, and I wanted to make him proud of me. And I think, yeah, it's just him and my family also, because my family always support me for everything that I have been through. For example, like this pandemic, we all know that when pandemic, there are so many problems, bad things happen. And when I think I cannot get through this pandemic, and my family and my friend also, my best friend also always support me to and motivate me that I can get through this and be a better person than before. I think that's all. Back to you, Silpa. Thank you.
Thank you, Habib. Lucky are those who have the support and motivation of their parents and family. Very well said. I will have one more question right now, and this is for our guest come member, ever pleasant Hitaf. Hitaf, would you please share 3 tips for empowering or improving oneself that you would like to share?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
Okay. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Improving ourselves is really important, especially in those technological changing days. And as George Soros says, people who cannot change their lives, they cannot change anything. Let me give you those 3 tips from my favorite subject, which is physics. Let's talk about Newton's first law of motion, for example. An object either remains at rest or continues to move at a constant velocity unless acted upon by an external force. So when it comes to being productive, the most important thing is to get started. Whenever you get started, it is much easier to stay in motion. Let's move now to Newton's second law, which says force equals mass multiplied by acceleration. So if you want to improve yourself, it's not merely about how hard you are working in improving yourself. It is also about where does your work focus on. Thirdly, let's move to Newton's third law of motion. When one object exerts a force on a second object, the second object simultaneously exerts a force equal in magnitude, opposite in direction. And what we can get from this law is that when you are working on something, it is not only about how much hard work are you putting on this thing. It is also about where does your work is focusing on. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Hitaf. Isn't this eye-opening, relating physics with life tips, with self-improvement? Thank you for connecting the dots for us, Hitaf. I think
Silpa, you are
can Melba please let me know, do we have time for more, or is this all?
We do have one more, Silpa.
Yeah.
For Lai, maybe.
You hear me?
Yeah, thank you. I have one more question, and this question I would like to pose to our guest Lai. It is said that motivation is internal. How do you keep yourself motivated in the journey of self-improvement? Lai, please take this question.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. For me, the way I keep myself motivated from the last few years is from watching some motivational videos in the YouTube, where I learn from how they give the speech, what they do every day to improve themselves. Like some of the speakers they mentioned about like read from books, because books are some treasures. It contains a lot of information for us to learn. And there are some for me, there are some teach you to do some activities in the morning to keep you your energy up all the day, because like there's one YouTube one speaker he mentioned that after you woke up, after the moment you woke up, wash your face, dress up, and go for a 10-minute walk before you do anything else, because this is start to fresh up your body, to get your mind and heart like warming up before you start your day, everything. That's how I keep myself motivated by. Every day I woke up, I go for a 10-minute walk before I eat my breakfast or do my things. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Mr. Lai. A good start to a good morning certainly ensures that you have your day in order and your energy is high throughout the day. It was a fun session with all the wonderful table topic speakers. And now I would give the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Kunang. Over to you.
Thank you, Silpa. I like your questions. Wow, I like the art of self-improvement. Yeah, your question is really inspiring. So also inspiring me, and the importance of self-motivation. Yes, thank you. We finished our session 2. Now we need to move to the last session. Is session 3, General Evaluators. Our General Evaluators of today is Amanda. Amanda, now the stage is yours. So let's welcome Amanda.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Feedback is really, really important. It empowers not only the speakers, it empowers the evaluators and the whole audience. Why? Because we learn to listen, we learn to analyze what we're hearing and seeing, and we learn from self-assessment, but really feedback from our peers is vital for self-improvement. So let's hear from our evaluators today. First evaluator is Nizar to give his views on Yasmin's speech. So please welcome Toastmaster Nizar Kada.
Thank you. Let me see a virtual thumbs up if you like Yasmin's exceptional performance. Yasmin, you took us with excitement to 2016. I could see in your body language that it's a holiday time. I could see it that from your face and from your body language. And I like the advanced storytelling techniques that you use in your story, where you embodied the characters of the story, starting from the Tirin, embodying the police woman, Sisenura, trying to speak her language, and moving with a nice structure where you reach a very nice conclusion that you taught me, which is where focus goes, energy grows. And you choose to focus to be happy and enjoy the holiday. This is what I like the most. Now, if I want to challenge Yasmin, there is one point, which is your facial expression. I could see you by nature, you are a smiley face, and you are always positive, and you wanted to show that to us during your speeches. But in my personal opinion, there are some moments where I could feel that if you created a climate between an anger emotion and a happiness emotion, and there will be an internal fight. For example, when you discover that your BlackBerry is not here with €1,000, maybe showing that anger, and another shock, my iPhone is drowning with water, maybe showing some anger, and then you show us that you are fighting and between yourself this anger and this happiness, and you say, you know what, I decide to enjoy the holiday, and with your smiley face that I couldn't imitate because it's very nice positive face that I could see every day with you, Yasmin. Other than that, you were exceptional in all levels. I like the speech, I like the conclusion, I like your performance, I like everything. I could hear your speeches till the morning. Back to you.
Thank you very much indeed, Nizar, for your enthusiastic feedback for Yasmin. And now our second evaluator to evaluate Sarah's speech is Asil. Please welcome Toastmaster Asil Boysanova.
Thank you, Amanda, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The general purpose of the speech was clear. She talked about her coach and group, and it was intertwined with the theme of the speech, friendship. Sarah obviously covered the subject. The subject was clearly defined, how talking about mentoring. So she did so many things well. Her speech was well organized. The flow of the speech was smooth. She appeared as confident and sincere with minimal nervousness. She didn't rely on notes during the speech. Well done, Sarah. I loved how she used her gestures effectively. Are you crazy? She leaned and looked into the camera, and we felt her gestures was empathizing her question. And also she showed gestures showing like, please, Sarah, come with me. Great connections with the audience by keeping your eyes on the camera all the time. And also I like how she used props. She showed shampoos at the beginning of her speech, and also she showed the paper, and we could clearly see the words on the paper. Sarah, your presence was pleasant, and the light was great. So in terms of video monitoring, I say that it was very effective. And also I heard that you used the word of the day, but I would leave that to our grammarian. Sarah, you are really the model of self-improvement. From being a not active sport person to doing half marathon, wow, it's really impressive. Training every day and having coach and group that support you during this, self-improvement journey. overall, it was great. I really loved your speech. However, I felt like your ending was kind of short. You could expand a little bit more, and your facial expression is beautiful. But I love sometimes the looking at you and having more, facial expression, and also vocal variety was kind of the same throughout the speech. So, and thank you so much for giving this empowerment to be your evaluator. Please keep being our model of self-improvement, and we are looking forward to your other inspirational speeches. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much indeed, Asil, for your excellent analysis there of Sarah's speech. And our third evaluator today is our President Tiger, and he will be looking at everything that Alice did. So please welcome our Toastmaster, Tiger McCandy.
Thank you, Ms. Esteemed General Evaluator, and I will try to keep up the quality. We had 2 excellent evaluations. I am going to give you a third evaluation. It is my honor to evaluate Alice's speech. This was an empowering speech. This speech was filled with emotion, and it was touching. I watched the gallery view, and I saw that all of you were just like me, totally engaged. I like the title, Go All the Way. That title immediately draws you in, and then she asked several very pertinent questions right at the get-go. She drew us in very quickly. Her eye contact was very good, especially at the beginning when she was asking questions and getting us engaged. Her eye contact was excellent. Her ability to show emotion without overdoing it was exceptional. I liked some of the things she said. It was like coming back to life. The surgery was successful, but I had to go back and start from square one. She sang, and I don't know about you guys, but I would have loved to hear her sing some more. As a matter of fact, I would pay to hear her sing for 5 to 7 minutes. That would be fine by me. But the fact that she only sang for a short period of time, I think that was even more impactful. Because like, yes, I got my voice back, and here it is. And we're all like, wow, that was amazing. And the smile on her face, she sang, and you could see the smile on her face. So it was empowering to think, okay, she's been through all this, and now she's back, and you can see the love, you can see the passion. That was really well done. Alice, this is only your second speech. I am evaluating you like an experienced speaker because your speech is that of experience. So I'm going to give you some things that you could work on. One thing, I think it would be helpful if you got a little bit further away from the camera, because that would give you more variety in able to use your hand gestures and to possibly go back and forth a little bit. I would challenge you to add a little humor. This is not a funny speech, I get that, but a little bit of humor mixed in would take the edge off, because it is an emotional speech. You asked a question at the beginning. A suggestion is you might want to ask a question and solicit from the audience. You know, have you ever, raise your hand if you ever, something like that. And the other thing, there was a couple of times where your eye contact, where you looked up and you were looking up for 8, 10, 12 seconds. It's powerful to look up like you're in thought for a few seconds and then come back. Overall, Alice, this was an amazing speech. Absolutely excellent. I am looking forward to more from you. Thank you, Miss General Evaluator. It's all yours.
Thank you very much indeed, Tiger, for that passion evaluating Alice's speech. Now let me look at the rest of the contributors to our meeting today. I'm going to go to our timer first of all. Melba, can you please give us the timings for today?
Okay, thanks, Amanda. Now I report time of speaker. For speaker 1, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
For speaker 1, Yasmin, 7 minutes, 6 seconds. Speaker 2, Sarah, 6 minutes, 18 seconds. Speaker 3, Alice, 7 minutes, 24 seconds. Now we have many people in table topic. For table topic 1, Federico, 1 minute 40 seconds. Alia, 1 minute 17 seconds. Adam, 1 minute 20 seconds. Habib, 1 minute 40 seconds. Iftah, 1 minute 43 seconds. And last one, Kiev Lay, 1 minute 29 seconds. And for evaluator 1, Nizar, 2 minutes 32 seconds. Asil, 3 minutes 46 seconds. And last one, Tiger, 3 minutes 28 seconds. Is it clearly?
Thank you very much indeed, Melva. Very good timing report there. And now we go to our grammarian, Vicky, for her take on the meeting today. Over to you, Vicky.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I'd like to thank IU because I thought I was just going to be watching the meeting, and now I really had to listen and observe about everything. Thank you for that challenge. Now for the word empowerment, many of our Toastmasters and guests used it, so thank you for that. Kunang used it once, Michelle once, Tiger 3 times because I also considered his using it in the chat box. Sarah once, Shilpa 2 times, Federico twice, Amanda twice, and Asil once. Now the memorable phrases. Happiness is dictated by our own mindset. This was said by Yasmin. And Sarah, she spoke about distance learning, life experiences, inspire us with human warmth. Beautiful. Alice, when you want something, all the universe will conspire with you to have it. Sometimes what you want so much may not be for you. Maybe the universe has other plans for you. If you want to try, go all the way. Beautiful. Federico, empower yourself and take action. And I like your next 5 moods. I'm going to read that, Federico. Alia, life is a kind of a competition. It's a competition inside of a person. A competition of the past, present, future. Love that, Alia. Adam, if you can't change, you're going to die. And of course, he explained why. Habib, my father, I adore him. Such a lovely, how many of you have ever said that my father or my mother, I adore her or him? Amazing. Hitaf, not only hard work, but where you are focusing on. Lay, books are treasures, information for us to learn. Wash your face, dress up, and take a 10-minute walk. And of course, Amanda said feedback to our peers is vital. Nizar said fight between anger and happiness. Asil said model of self-improvement. And Tiger, add a little humor will take the edge off. Other than that, I didn't see any grammatical lapses. Over to you, our Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Vicky. And now we go to our counter. Michelle, how did we do with our ahs and ums and filler words?
Thank you so much, Amanda. And thank you, Ayu, for empowering me to be the counter. I realized I have not done this role in ages. And the more important realization is that this is one of the hardest roles to do, especially before coffee. I did my best. I want to show you. I even wrote down, I had a chart and I wrote everyone as they started speaking. I had charts just to help me with the tick marks. And most of it is empty, except for a couple whom I will mention after this. Nobody had any ahs or ums or so's or wow. It's either I was not listening well enough or everybody was really empowered to speak flawlessly. Now for the few who had ahs, these were our guests. Not all the guests, however, guests. It just shows you how Toastmasters will help you. Some went beyond 5 tallies, and I'm not going to mention by name, but it just is an encouragement to consider joining Toastmasters where you get the practice. There are a couple of members who had not ums or ahs, but words that seem to be repeated, especially because Kunang spoke for so long. I want to commend her. Kunang, you are a model of self-empowerment and self-improvement. The only minor improvement I would like to add on is the yes. Sometimes you're thinking to yourself and then you will say yes out loud. I think you did that about 3 times, but considering you talk so often, that was amazing. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much indeed, Michelle, for your report. So let me have a look at, I'm glad you weren't counting that so word, Michelle, that I use too often. Let's look at the evaluators today. I love the way Nizar matched Yasmin's excitement and passion when our evaluator matches the emotion of the speaker. It's so good. Well done, Nizar, for doing that. The other thing he did so well, he demonstrated the improvements and he demonstrated what he suggested to his speaker. He talked about looking sad and looking shocked, and if we demonstrate, the speaker then is empowered to take that information and use it. Sometimes our evaluator says, I think our speaker should speak up, and doesn't tell us exactly how loud they want the speaker to go. So demonstration is really important. I would suggest that Nizar looks at his timings here. He was a little short. He could have used the full time to give yet another recommendation to his speaker. And I noticed that when Yasmin was speaking, sometimes she uses her gestures and they're quite distracting when she gets excited, and the hands are right here. So perhaps suggest to her that she slows down and uses those gestures to really reinforce her words. But well done, Nizar. I love that enthusiasm. Asil addressed all the objectives of the second speaker here today, Sarah. She looked at all the effective things that Sarah did well. Very important to give feedback on what was done well and why it was effective. So well done for that, Asil. My suggestion to Asil is to think about the timings of her evaluation. I would suggest that we start looking at the recommendations when we see the yellow light come up, so that we have enough time to give those recommendations effectively. So that way you don't have to rush the ending and don't go over time. But as always, Aseel is really assured, calm, and has such good analysis. Well done, Aseel. And then Tiger came to evaluate Alice, and he noticed the emotion that Alice put in and the impact of that emotion and the singing. Well done for doing that. He also demonstrated depth of field, how to step back, making it better for gestures and using your whole body. So well done for that. Tiger, try and give some more recommendations. Alice is pretty damn good for a new speaker, but she ain't perfect. So give her some recommendations so she too can grow and take some things on board to improve her speaking. But I thought all three evaluations were very good indeed. Let's look at each of our contributors to our inspiring meeting today. So Tiger, he's larger than life and he's so welcoming and he empowers all of us members to improve ourselves. Well done, Tiger. Kunang, first time up as Toastmaster of the Day. What a great job you did, Kunang. You have been so well organized. It flowed really well. You are so respectful to everybody. I love your welcoming, your bits in between, the bits that join the speakers and the next section. Lovely and so smiley. Well done for your first time up. Very generous Toastmaster of the Day. Our topics master. Well, wasn't she so well prepared? She'd thought about the themes of the day and each of those questions related to those themes. And because there were such varied and good topics, it empowered all of our topic speakers to really use their voice and to express themselves today. Excellent. Our timer, Melva, great colors for your green, yellow, and red. Very impactful. I loved your concise timing reports. There was no waffling. Right on the money. Less is more when you're giving a timing report. Well done for that. Our grammarian, Vicky, great listening. Vicky does listening really well. She analyzes really well. And she shared great examples. This is tricky when you're a grammarian, to choose the best ones and to share them. But well done, Vicky, for those good examples of our good phrases. And our counter today, Michelle, she might not have done the job for a long time, but she was really encouraging and she didn't name or shame. And I really like that. Our countering is just about making sure we think before we do a filler word. There's no point in telling somebody outright in front of everybody. Perhaps if somebody has used too many filler words, tell them behind the scenes so that they're aware of how many times they've done it, so they can think about it carefully. Overall, my general impression of today was that it was an excellent, inspiring meeting. Every one of the speakers, the evaluators, the topic speakers have inspired me today. And I think the club in general is a great place for us to learn how to listen, how to analyze, how to speak well, how to give feedback, how to do impromptu speaking. It's extremely empowering group and I loved it. I'm going to hand you back to our president, Tiger.
Thank you, Miss General Evaluator. An amazing and very comprehensive general evaluation that was. I agree with Amanda. This was a empowering meeting. Every week I say this, I know it's going to get old to hear this. Every week I think, oh, that was our best meeting. And then the next week we do even better. We are setting the bar high for RSS and I love it. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting. I would greatly appreciate guests and members stick around afterwards. I would very much like to hear from our guests and get their impressions. Thank you very much. I will now officially adjourn the meeting. 1, 2, 3.